Hi, I'm Ashley.
And I'm Jada.
And happy early Valentine's Day. It is right around the corner, just this weekend. So for those of you who maybe haven't come up with a game plan yet, it's not too late.
We're going to share some do's and a couple of don'ts for Valentine's Day.
Kind of like a top 10 ideas.
Yes, top 10 ideas of what to do for Valentine's Day.
Can be for him, can be for her, can be a lot of money to no money.
Yes, and if you're on your own on Valentine's Day, don't worry, you can do these things for yourself.
Yeah, treat yourself.
Yeah.
Ashley and Jada are twins.
All right, so first thing that we have on the list today
Is a freebie, coupons.
Yes. Everyone jokes about this, but coupons are the best. They're my favorite thing.
That being said, as long as they're not a cop-out. Like
Oh,
no
yeah.
IOUs that you do not follow through with.
Yes. They need to be specific to the person.
Mm-hmm.
So if that person is like, your partner loves coffee in the morning, it really gets them going, but they have a hard time getting out of bed to make that coffee. You can give them like 5 coffees where they can just be like, hey babe, use one of these coupons, go make me a coffee. You know what I mean? So personalize it.
Yeah. You don't like watching horror movies, but they love watching horror movies. Be like, 1 free horror movie couple watch or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
You get the idea. Specific is what
Yes.
makes it important.
Yes.
Okay?
Number two. Learn a new skill and surprise your partner with it. So, I mean, we could be like, surprise cooking lessons, and then you make a lovely meal for them.
Yeah.
Maybe they've wanted to go dancing, but you're not really confident in it. They want to do a little salsa or something like that. So you take salsa lessons and surprise them by going salsa dancing.
Maybe your spouse is really into a specific type of video game and you've not been very good at it, or you're not interested. You could learn like the lingo and how to get to different things and how the remote works, something that you can surprise them that you guys can then like do together, or you can like show them, hey, I've done this for you, and things like that. Number 3 on the list is a couple of classics. The next couple are classics. Jewelry, and that could be like necklace, earrings,
Could be
necklace, rings.
rings.
Guys, pocket watches or
Regular watches,
clips.
cufflinks.
Actually, isn't it bad luck to get like watches as a present for your significant other?
I
think
mean,
so.
just don't be superstitious.
But money clips, a wallet, something like that.
However, like any of the gifts, it is specific to the person you are with. If they're not someone who wears jewelry, if they're not someone who ever wears watches, if they're not someone who ever wears rings or necklaces or something, it doesn't matter if you spent $1,000 on a teardrop diamond necklace. If they don't have anywhere to wear it to, or they just don't like necklaces, then that's just a gift that's like
At the same
lovely
time-
to tell people, and it's a nice effort and thought, but it's not something specific to that person.
At the same time, though, sometimes people don't wear something because they just don't have it. And so just know your audience, basically.
Yes.
The 4th one on here is also a classic, chocolates. And we're going to put it in a broader aspect. We're going to say candies.
Yes.
Because like for me, if you get me one of those like big Russell Stover chocolates, it might look beautiful, but I'd rather have Reese's, I think you're probably the same way.
Yeah,
Pick
like,
out the favorite candy.
yeah. Especially when it's like the multiples where you have to like look at the map, because it's like, I don't like coconut, so I don't want to go biting into one of the coconut ones or something like that.
But if
so.
you do get those specific things, like Valentine's Day things, I would recommend celebrating Valentine's Day after actual Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Because those things will go on discount.
Yes.
Save some
Slashing prices there. The 5th thing is another classic. Restaurants. Going out, having a lovely meal with your significant other on Valentine's Day.
And by doing that, make sure that if it's a nicer restaurant where you have to make a reservation, that you've done that not hours before you go to dinner, but weeks or months, depending on like the exclusivity of said restaurant. Don't just rock up and be like, yeah, we want a table for 2, and they're like,
You should have asked 5 months ago.
So the next one, number 6, kind of like tags onto that just a little bit. So it's sometimes you're like, I don't know what to do for Valentine's Day. Plans kind of get, a bit, you put too much weight on yourself. It's a very commercial holiday, so it's not that serious, but it's become where, if you don't do the right thing, some people can kind of take it more seriously. I would suggest getting different activities that are in your area, or even events if they're around that time. Write them all down, put them individually into a jar. Then on a separate side,
Jar box.
You get the idea. On a separate side, you can write down restaurants that maybe you never tried because they're a bit different, or they're a little further away than you would like to go on a normal date night of the week. Put those in a separate jar. And then choose one of each. And then, you guys can do it together. Maybe she'll choose the restaurants and you'll choose activities, kind of thing. And
something get out your comfort zone to have you trying new things or something like that. And maybe where it rolls over past Valentine's Day, like it's something that you do maybe monthly, or 3 or 4 times a year or something like that. Number 7, another classic, tickets. And so we mean a whole array of different type of tickets. They might be movie theater tickets, because maybe you are a movie buff, but dang, they're getting expensive nowadays. Like $12-15 to go to the movie. Maybe they're theater tickets.
Yeah,
like
we like
a good musical.
You're getting in advance, so it's not like you necessarily going for Valentine's Day. It's like it's an event that is happening in the future, and you're getting those as the gift, kind of thing. Our sister did that for our brother-in-law, not necessarily for Valentine's Day, but his favorite comedian is coming to town, and she got those tickets early, and she is ready. It was a spoiled because it got him in the mail, and he was like, "What are these?" So it depends if you want it to be a surprise or not.
Yes. And then music. See, a big thing is the reason why you can't go on Valentine's Day is because maybe the theater, the musical you want to go to, that might be playing in June.
Or the concert
that they want to go to, that artist might not be in until September or something like that.
But it's good to get the tickets, because then where you've got them. You don't have to worry about them selling out. Where you're going to be seated. If you've got kids or responsibilities, kind of thing, you've got that plan. Number 8 is a big one, or bigger than some of the other ones, and that's a trip.
Yes.
You can go trip abroad. You can go trip 2 hours away.
But that doesn't mean spending a lot of money. You can go abroad, make it thousands of dollars worth of trip.
But a trip might be 2 hours away when you go to the beach. Have a day out. A trip could be that you go to your favorite park and you walk to it instead of drive. And have time to have a conversation. Yeah. So it really just depends on the scale of where you're located, your budget, your time off, that kind of thing. But just some good quality time together.
All right, number 9 is a pamper day. And we don't mean just for the ladies. Men enjoy nice pampering every once in a while too. Getting your hair done, getting a massage, getting your nails manicured, having the house cleaned up, whichever one of you take care of the house chores, whether it's inside or outside.
Hopefully you do that together though.
Having it done, because sometimes it's after a long work week, you just want not to have to take care of that stuff. You want to be done.
That's me.
All right, and then number 10 is just really communicating with the person. Actually talking to them, listening, telling them that you love them, and doing that not just through words, but through action. So 10 is kind of like an all year round.
Yeah. Not just on Valentine's Day, but every day.
Mm-hmm. And be easy on yourself, and be easy on your significant other as well. You might want something that costs thousands of dollars, but
that's not always realistic.
Yeah.
Or don't say, no, I don't want anything, and then you do want something. Don't play that mind game with people, okay? If you want something, say yeah, and don't give always hints. Hints are great, but being specific is better. I know that I need to buy a coffee mug warmer. Okay? Specific.
Those catalogs, I guess it's the days past where you can really circle stuff in catalogs so much anymore, huh? It's more like directly showing off a phone or a laptop. But
don't be that type of person where you say, "Oh, don't get me anything," and then it comes around and they didn't get you anything. You're like distraught, you know? We maybe said we were getting each other anything for Christmas, and someone
yeah,
got me
it
something.
sounds more like she's like hashing personal grievances now, right?
We can edit that out.
Nah. But thank you so much, guys. We hope you've enjoyed, and whether you're with someone or by yourself, we hope that you have a great weekend.
Yeah, pamper yourself. And that's the thing. Sometimes we don't always feel like we can treat ourselves, and so that's why we need someone in our lives that will do that for us.
Yeah.
But if you don't, do it for yourself. You deserve it. Cool. The cat's over being funny.
Yeah.
Bye, guys. Thanks for coming in. Hope you have a lovely weekend, whatever you're doing.
Bye. Until next time.